ESPN2 presents Laxattack, highlights of the weekly Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. This week's MILL Laxattack show is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Bud Light, who reminds you that fresh beer tastes better. Tonight on Laxattack, we'll be in Philadelphia. The Boston Blazers are here, and this team has to win tonight if they are going to advance to the playoffs. We'll also have Buffalo taking on Rochester. That's a big rivalry. They'll play in Rochester. Two big packages on Laxattack. We start at the Core State Center. Boston plays Philadelphia. Each team wants to come off a loss with a win.
Defense starts first in the indoor game, and if you don't play good defense, you might as well not even play offense. So we're going to look forward to playing good defense, and the transition hopefully will come from there.
They've had a tough season. They've had a lot of close games. Obviously, up in Boston, our game was, a very close game, and they're going to come out strong tonight because their season's, come somewhat on the line, and ours is too.
We got a theme today. Everybody does their role and then some tonight, so people just have to pick up a little more. And our record would be a little different this year, and we would make it easy for ourselves as opposed to this uphill battle we've created.
One man that can make it an uphill battle is Gary Gate. He has a sensational season going. Last week only scored one goal. If he's on fire tonight, Boston will have a tough time. Rodney Taft will have to play defense against the great one.
Nothing new. He's one of the best in the game, and you just have to do your job and take his strengths away and let Marty do his job, and hopefully not give him too much on the transition end of things, and don't let him he's going to score. You're not going to shut him out. If he wants to score, he's going to, but just try not to let him have one of those crazy 7, 8, 9 goal nights or 11-point nights like Paul had when we were down in Rochester.
So the matchups bring Philadelphia 4-1 on top of the mill against the Boston Blazers, 2-4 in danger of being kept out of the playoffs. Let's go to the opening faceoff. You've got Philadelphia in the gray and black, the Blazers in the white with the green trim. Good hustle off the opening faceoff as Gabrielson controls and brings it up past Millen. Tommy Marechek to the wing, and this is Bates coming behind. Bates all-pro last year for Charlotte. Tough defense inside, but snuffed there by O'Neal. O'Neal's had a pretty steady year, always counting on for tough defense for the Blazers. Look at the fast break. Here comes Tony Millen. Wheels inside and just misses off the iron. Now paying homage to Gary Gate and the offense for Philly, but right now it's Boston with the ball. Carmine, Rockets, and he's got rope. The first goal of the game for Tom Carmine. 4-1 to nothing. That was a power play goal. Now, 40 seconds later, here comes Finneran. Looking for help inside, pick and roll against Millen. Here's Mueller. Mueller wide open. Both players play defense on the Finneran pick and roll. Mueller wide open. Ties the game at 1. Brad loved it as we move on to the first quarter. Blanchard can't get the shot. Here he takes a whiff. The ball comes loose. Here comes the Philadelphia Wings. Gary Gate, one-on-one. Gate, O'Neal. He's got goal number 2. The Wings take a 1-goal lead, still in the first quarter. O'Neal stunned by the fast break. Big MVP Gary Gate right in his face. Again, Philadelphia coming down. This is Gate Marechek. Watch the combination. Gate sweeps. The left-hander goes to his right now, wheels back. So tough against two players. Marechek against Tapp and O'Neal. Marechek makes it a 3-1 game. O'Neal has had pressure right in his face since the opening faceoff. After Boston's 1-0 lead, Philadelphia scores 3 in a row, and it's a new system that's really working for them. They're using a defensive line. These guys, Miller and company, scored out the defensive door, but then that allows Gate and Marechek and all the offensive thunder to stay on the offensive end. Gate and Marechek have been on the more of a fast break mode to get the last 2 goals. The defensive line is working for Philadelphia. And of course, defense, period, has been the trademark of this team. Let's watch as we pick up action again in the first quarter. Right down on Elliott, and they can't get it. Wilfon, right on Elliott, he makes a sensational save. Chris Flynn, the All-American for Penn, comes out, crowd favorite, big juke move in front, and he's got goal number 4. What a great move by Chris Flynn. Frazier can't believe it. O'Neal was stunned as that one came in low. Takes a breather on the pipes, but that makes it a 4-1 game. Gary Gate now setting up the offense for the Wings. Big roll for Philly as he gets goal number 5, Gates' second goal. Look at O'Neal. Can't believe it again. Take a look at the move by Gary Gate. Drives into the left on tap. Once he gets his shoulders inside, so tough to play one-on-one. Chopper. Philly leads 5-1 at the end of the first quarter.
Big hand for Chopper, a big hand for
Philadelphia used 5 straight goals to give them the 5-1 lead here at the Core State Center against the Boston Blazers. We go to quarter number 2. The faceoff, Jacobs for the Wings against Rodney Tapp, number 38 for the Blazers. Controlled by the Wings. McAvoy brings it up and gives it to Bates. Here's Gary Gate. Controlling down, low back door on O'Neal. He's got broke. That's goal number 6, a 6-1 game. 5-goal lead for Philly. Elliott has been sensational. He was sick last week, looking for a big game tonight to keep his team back in winning form. Look at the save there by Elliott. First team All-Pro. Tom Ryan now tests him. Elliott again with the big save. Edel can't finish him off. Another fast break. This time, right in his face, and he sweeps it away. Elliott on top of his game in Philadelphia. Blanchard and Frazier frustrated. The 2 big guns for the Boston Blazers cannot beat Dallas Elliott. Finally, on the offensive end, Tommy Carmine looks up, aims, and he finds the corner. Now, Philadelphia 7, Carmine 2 in the second quarter. Elliott still pretty comfortable. Watch again the accuracy. Carmine just rips rope right in the corner over the shoulder. Tremendous accuracy, finally beating Dallas Elliott. On the other end, big save by O'Neal. He has to tighten up to keep his team in this game. Bates working down low to Finneran. And the rocket from up top. Again, a big save by O'Neal, who's getting tougher by the minute. Donovan. Blazers looking to push the tempo. Blanchard. And again, swept back by Elliott. Wings sitting up in the offensive end and a big arm save. Crowd loves it. Philadelphia with a big lead. 7-2 at this point, second quarter. Brian Vogel, defensive specialist, brings it up to the offensive end. He'll get off the field as soon as he can. There he goes. The guns are on. Philadelphia playing an offensive-defensive scheme. Fresh players for Gate. He gets inside, squares up. He's got another goal. Gary Gate taking control, 8-2 to score. Gate, so quick, so strong. Watch him get his shoulders. Once he gets inside with the shoulders, it's all over. He beats Stevens inside and then takes the near pipe on O'Neal. Blanchard and Ryan score to make it 8-4 at this point as we continue on in the second quarter. It would be Gary Gate controlling it. Look at him get inside, this time on Rodney Tapp. Oh, he tries to sweep it around with the right hand, the natural lefty. Watch this tremendous athletic ability. Wraps it around the shoulder with one hand. Resch loves the offensive action with Gary Gate, Marichek, and company. Power play opportunity, 5-on-4. Finneran can't handle. Big possession still held. Now Finneran looking back to her again. In tight, it's Gary Gate. Big duck move. He comes right into the face of Bona. Bona's hurt. Gary Gate came right into his face. Makes it a 9-4 game. Watch here how he gets right in on Bona. Bona tied up in knots on the fakes. Looks like he hurt his right knee. Watch this. Inside, real close, in his face. Bona absolutely just tied in knots with the 2 big fakes by Gary Gate. Bona is hurt. Right knee injury. That's how the half would end. 9-4, 5 goals by Gary Gate.
Rules and Tools, brought to you by Old Spice. Rules and tools today, we'll talk about equipment. I'm with Billy Miller, one of the toughest guys in the Philadelphia Wings, but Billy, at about 6'1", is only about 163 pounds. So, Bill, you get racked a lot. The equipment's lightweight, but very protective, starting at the shoulders.
It's exactly that. It's lightweight and can move a lot, plenty of room, plenty of mobility, but it gives us a lot of protection. A lot of folks bring them all the way down across the arm with the shoulder pads for the indoor. Then we have a rib protector that's light on the inside, then the outside have a nice, strong plastic feel. So when you get racked from behind or cross-checking the side of the ribs, you can take the shot.
Also, you see right down all the way through your elbow, down across your forearm. Of course, the protection for the L33 Brine glove starts here, comes right down over your hand, and the glove's very well protected. Some guys cut the palms out, but you've got a lot of flexibility inside that protection.
All this equipment can move and react to my moves underneath the equipment, but still gives us a lot of protection on the outside.
Yeah, don't kid yourself. These guys wear play-em armor because they are tough.
Well, the score is 9-4 at halftime from the Core State Center. Quinn Kesnick had a chance to go around behind the scenes and take a look at the great Philly fans.
Quinn Kesnick at the Core State Center. We're going to take a look at one of the unique relationships in sports. That's between the Philadelphia Wings and their loyal fans.
We've been averaging for the past, 10, 11 years here in Philadelphia, about 15,000, 16,000 fans. And to have 15,000 to 16,000 fans in your home arena rooting for you and screaming and yelling for you, there's no better feeling. It literally can make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. We've got a very loyal following. It's a niche following. It's almost cult-like. And you do run into people through business or through personal life. People know the Wings. They know what we've done. They know what we've accomplished. And we've been the only champion in Philadelphia for a number of years. W-I-N-G-S Wings! They'll be your best friends. They'll be your biggest advocates when you win a game. Man, if you're playing bad like we did last week, they're all over. The victory lap it kind of symbolizes our thanks to the fans. Like I said before, they come here to help us out. I mean, you can look at the people here. They're here in warm-up. They want to see. They love this game. They love it as much as us. I mean, you ask anybody that's been here for the first time, they always say they're coming back, and we appreciate that. That's why they make it fun for us to play, and so we're excited about thanking them. He is symbolic of me. This is for all the guys who come in the box. They love the game, and we like coming out and supporting them, even the other guys. But we don't let them know that during the game.
And as our game evolved, our fans evolved, and now our fans really appreciate the extra pads. They really like to see the generousness, not trying to force it. So I think our fans are the most knowledgeable in the league, or in any sport.
We got the best. We're the loudest. We have more fun. We enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun. We appreciate that their support in us and in the game that we play. And we just want to give something back to them too. If they can come out here and scream for us at 16,000 strong, I can take my 5 minutes to half an hour or so, be inside some autographs and talk to their kids that maybe someday might be playing this game.
We'll be back for second half action for Philly in a moment, plus Rochester and Buffalo. Philadelphia enjoys the 5-goal lead. We'll be back to the Core State Center, but first, let's join Rochester. We're at the War Memorial in Rochester, New York. Everybody knows about this game. You don't have to put it up in lights. It's a huge game. A regional rivalry. Buffalo against Rochester. And the matchups are so important. Paul Gate, Mr. Everything, leads this league in goals scored, leads his team in goals. He will be tough to stop tonight as he takes on the Buffalo Bandits. But they have a star of their own. John Tavares, he is the leader on their team in goals scored and certainly a candidate for league MVP this season.
You're always going to see a lot of intensity anytime any team plays Buffalo. I mean, I think their penalty minutes speak for themselves. They're a very physical team. The coaches are trying to go back to old-style lacrosse, which tends to be a little more physical, and they're going to spend some time in the box.
I think we also want to prove to ourselves and to them that we can beat them, just in case we might have to meet them in the playoffs, either in the first, in the semifinals or the finals. So we got to prove to ourselves and prove to them. I mean, if they come out and win today, that's 2 games against us. And I don't know, if we meet him in the playoffs, I don't know how the guy's going to feel mentally going into that game.
Ross Cowie being introduced. He's been a big reason this team has been on a roll, 3 straight wins. And this guy, Paul Gate, will be in Cowie's face all night long, a hometown favorite. Here are their records coming into tonight's game. Again, Buffalo just about 50 miles down the road from Rochester. They all know each other well. A lot of fans in the house as we pick up action in the first quarter. Power play action early on. Pressure in front. Nighthawks in the teal and white. The Bandits in the orange and black. Gate, this one bounces from behind, and it's a penalty called on Buffalo. Tommy Fair levels. Paul Gate and Fair will go off with a major. Fair gets sent to the box. It'll be another power play. This will be a 5-on-3. Coach Barry Pallas knows they've got to get a goal here. 5-on-3. They set up in a box. One player stays way out front. Driscoll, he's got rope. The first goal of the game. Driscoll scores for Rochester, and they get the early lead. Continuing first quarter action. Here's Timmy Sudan. Great juke move, gets off and running. Back door again. Paul Gate comes in, and he scores again. Rochester gets 2 goals. The Gator well in front of the goal, beating Ross Cowie. 2-0 in favor of the Nighthawks. And look at the Bandits get in the face of the Nighthawks. The Bandits lead the league in penalty minutes. Driscoll's had enough. He goes after Doddridge. That'll give Driscoll some time in the penalty box. Bill Fox trying to pull him away. Buffalo has really become the bad boys of the league. They've really tried to be the enforcers. When they were 1 and 2, they really started getting more physical, and they've got a 3-game win streak. Don't expect to see them back down. Driscoll in the penalty box. That gives Buffalo a chance with some uneven play here. Double teaming as Rochester's a man down, but here goes Paul Gate. He comes off, and he's got 1 man to beat. Ryan Hall jugs up to the right, and he beats Cowie. Gator gets another goal, makes it 3-0, still in the first quarter in favor of the Nighthawks. Nighthawks looking great on offense. It's the penalties that are killing Buffalo. Hey, if you like this action, join Laxattack every Saturday morning on ESPN2, 9:30 Eastern Time. Laxattack, the best of the major indoor lacrosse league. Don't miss it. Back to action now in Rochester. We'll pick up the first quarter. Now it's 3-1. Ted Dowling has scored for Buffalo, but it's been power plays, uneven situations that have really dictated the offensive flow. Now we see another power play situation. It'll be a box on 3. And backdoor shot by Paul Gate. They put Paul Gate down where Jacobs normally is to work that 4-on-3. That makes it a 4-1 game. Moments later, here's Rochester again looking for more action. Ryder up top for the right-hand shot. Back to Teat. Teat pulls it in as Tavares tried to steal it. Teat picked it out of the air, came in and gets goal number 5, 5-1. Oh, Tavares had a fast break, didn't quite get it cleanly, missed it entirely. 5-1 right now, still in the first quarter. Rochester continuing to put pressure on. A stymied defense, and Cowie has not looked sharp as a starter. He gets burned again. Driscoll gets another goal, 6-1 now, and the Rochester fans loving it. Take another look at this. Watch Driscoll come in, and Cowie guessed low. The shot stayed high, right over his shoulder. That made it 6-1. As I mentioned, we go again to the offense. Another power play. This time, far side rebound comes to Jacobs. Looks for help, doesn't get it. Gator to Driscoll down low. Jacobs cuts up from the top point, and Jacobs redirects to make it a 7-1 game. Another power play goal. That's all for Cowie. He has had a tough first quarter. He is out of there. And O'Toole comes in off the bench. He's had a rocky season. He was the MVP in the championship game last year, but he has been really rocky this year. He'll have to play tough if Buffalo's going to have a chance in this one. Cowie faced 17 shots, had 10 saves, allowed 7 goals, not very sharp. Here comes Ryder from out top. He beats O'Toole 45 seconds after O'Toole came into the game, he gets lit up 8-1 at the end of the first period. That's how it'll stay. A 7-goal lead for the hometown Nighthawks. John Tabar scored as we pick up action to make it 8-2. We're in the second quarter now, but here come the Nighthawks again. Ryder in close. He's got rope. 9-2 from Treat. He'll get the assist. Back to a 7-goal lead. Trading goals. It was Tavares, then Ryder. Crowd really getting their money's worth in the first half.
And number 36, Randy Burns. Ryder from Teat and Burns.
Watch Hall set up the pick and roll. He comes down, pick and roll right there. Hall comes inside, beats Cam Bomberry, and then he beats Dietrich. Hall makes it a 9-3 game. So Buffalo now making a move. They've scored 2 goals in the first minute and a half of the second quarter, and they've got a shot to get back in it. We're back with the Moose in Rochester. They lead 9-3, 6-goal lead. He's having a ball, the Nighthawk that looks like a Moose. He's a big star in Rochester, folks, at the War Memorial. We pick up action now with Buffalo shorthanded. Cordingley loses the ball. Driscoll checks it out of his stick. Here he comes down. Hollenbeck fakes across. Hollenbeck finishes backhanded shot. He's got a goal. Hollenbeck makes it 10-3. 7-goal lead for the Nighthawks. They look unstoppable. Buffalo fans are here to watch their team. They don't have much to cheer about. Very quiet in the corner. Let's watch the top of the screen. Doddridge and Emmett. Watch over the top to your right there. There's Doddridge. Emmett getting at it. Pushing each other. They're going at it now. Cordingley got him in pushed. And Emmett has had enough. Look at Doddridge just staying there keeping his cool. Emmett will get the call on this one. And this will be a bad move for Tom Emmett because he's going to get a 5-minute major penalty. 5-minute major for the roughing call. Here comes Buffalo, and that check by Driscoll against the boards. Wow, that hammering check will give Driscoll another 5-minute major. 2 men down for a mandatory 5 minutes. This will give Buffalo a chance to climb back into this game. Now they'll be on the power play. Only 3 players from Rochester. Here comes Tavares. He gets a goal to make it 11-5. Still men in the penalty box as you see 5-on-3. Buffalo working it around. Don't forget this is the best offense in the league. Cordingley gets a goal to make it 11-6. Buffalo has the league's best goals per game average. You don't want to give them chances to score. Darius Kilgore brings it down. They still have a power play going. Rich Kilgore notches goal number 7. It's 11-7. Sedan looks up. How much time left on those penalties? And the Buffalo fans are in the corner, and they now are pulling out the signs. They've got something going.
Well, basically, we got to stay out of the box. They had 4 power play goals, crept back in it. They had them down to 3. They got 4. You know, so that's one of the things we talked about, and we have to realize that we can't retaliate. You know, we have to suck it up as a unit and come out and play the game. Play 5-on-5. We'll be okay.
So at the halftime, the score 11-7. Buffalo 4 of the last 5 goals after being behind 10-3. In Rochester, 11-7 the score. Penalties got them the lead, and penalties are taking it away.
We got to play smart. You got to take that for the team. Take it for the team. 5-on-5, we have them. It's mental. It's mental.
ESPN Tucson, the fans love the Laxattack show.
We're going to get out of the box. We're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. Let's go, Bandits on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
Troy Cordingley showing a lot of leadership in that huddle. They are going to win this game according to Troy. The Bandits fans right behind them as they pick up action now in the second half. Saccone comes in and beats Dietrich. First goal of the second half, 11-8. Driscoll was beaten on the defensive end of the field there. Only a 3-goal margin now for Rochester. Driscoll looking for help inside. Bomberry can't beat O'Toole. He's looked pretty sharp. Buffalo on the run. Fast break, Tavares looking for rope. He's got it. 11-9, a 2-goal game. Look at Tavares, cool and calm. This is their leader. Accordingly, Tavares and company. Now they're on a power play. Chance to make it a 1-goal game. Accordingly, up top, Accordingly, he bounces, he rags, he rides. Accordingly, playing tough, 40, picked up by Tavares. Tavares, back to Accordingly. He's got the one that makes it 11-10, a 1-goal game. Accordingly, and Tavares putting intense pressure on the Rochester Nighthawks. The lead has evaporated. 1-goal game now. Rochester trying desperately to pad that lead that was so comfortable just moments ago. Penalty on Sudan. A chop check with his stick. He'll go into the penalty box. This is third quarter action, and Buffalo really making a move. It'll be another power play. Penalty on Timmy Sudan.
Go in the box now, I'll give you 10.
I'll tell you
what.
Go
now, I'll give you 10.
Timmy Sudan in the box. Here's that dangerous power play for Buffalo. Again, I'm going to tell you, this team scores more goals per game than anybody in the mill. You don't want to give them a power play. Tavares just misses on the far side. Big pressure on Dietrich, but Kilgore picks it back up. Redirection to his brother Travis. Kilgore to Kilgore. Darris to Travis. This one's tied at 11. 7 straight goals for Buffalo. 5 of the 7 on power plays. Rochester cannot believe it. Here comes the offense still for the Buffalo Bandits. Pressure continues to get in their face. Referees settle things down in Rochester, but right now it's been Buffalo all the way. They have made it an 11-11 game, 7 straight goals. Buffalo now in the driver's seat. In Rochester, Buffalo was down 10-3. They've now tied it at 11. We'll be back to this game in just a minute. But don't forget this game in Philadelphia. It's Boston behind by the score of 9-4 at halftime. Philadelphia doing a great job on the offensive end of the field.
We're getting burnt badly on defense all year, and Tony and I and the rest of the team had to discuss about it, and we had to talk about getting a transition game going. That's the only way we can do it.
So not only more shots, but you and Gary end up spending a little less energy getting more offense.
That's right. That's great for us, obviously. As much energy as we need on offense, it works out for us. And, we're capable of playing defense with our great defensive line, and it's working well. It's 9-4. We can't let down, though. It's only half.
I'm going to play guys having fun in the second half. They listen. They want to win. They go hustle the ball and have a good time. Charge the net. Take chances offensively. Stuff the ball when they get a chance, or at least attempt to. With a good solid shot. Put those guys on the floor. So they have fun.
Let's just come together as a group. That's what a team's all about. It's not individuals.
Right, another half. Step it up.
Let's get fired up, fellas!
And fired up they did. They start the second half in Philadelphia, down by 5. But here's Blanchard, who's been fairly quiet, controlling the ball against the Wings defense. Oh, he tries to get it down to Frazier against the tough defense of the Wings. Frazier comes inside to Blanchard, who gets it past Elliott for the first goal of the second half. That makes the game 9-5. Good start, says Frazier. We need more. Next face-off, you see Jacobs coming over, second-year player from Hopkins. So tall and strong, but very effective in the close confines of indoor lacrosse. He has been sensational. Chris Flynn dragging the loose ball. The veteran can't pick it up against Talmo and company. Tony Miller, world team player. Frazier in the back door. Watch Frazier getting open. He gets rope in the corner. That makes the score 10-6 because Marichek had scored to make it 10-5. So we are 10-6 now, and Boston continues to put pressure and heavy hitting on Philadelphia. Look at Elliott getting knocked down by Tony Millen. Can't do that. Elliott had the ball in the crease. He is protected. Watch again how the ball comes down. Watch Elliott stay in the field on the crease. He stays inside that line. He is protected with possession. Millen just jettisons to the boards. That is not legal. Elliott looks okay. Miller and Blanchard get penalties off that play. Here comes another power play, and it's Marichek that sends it home again, 11-6 now. Marichek 2 in a row.
Boston, here come your Wings.
Wings now really starting to set up their offense. Gary Gate back to Denikin. Look at that no-look pass. Blind pass by Gary Gate. That was sensational. You've got to see it again. Gary Gate takes 3 steps without looking and then goes back. Watch, 1, 2, 3. Behind to Denikin, full field of vision for him. Denikin coming at absolutely top speed. Watch Gary now. Right behind, little flip. Full speed, Denikin picking up on the run. No defense there. Denikin nails that goal, 12-6. Crowd loving it. Kids asleep. They know this one looks to be under control. Third quarter ends 14-9. Philly in the lead. Teams traded goals to make it 15-10. And the fourth quarter is when Gary Gate takes over. 2 moves inside. Gary Gate punches home that one. And that makes it another goal for him, 16-10 at that point. Let's take a look at another Gary Gate goal in the closing moments of the fourth quarter. Gary Gate driving in, comes around from behind, and just slam dunks on the far side, 18-10. He will go on to win this game for his team, 18-11 the final score. One more look at the last goal. What a goal for him. 7 goals in the day, 6 assists. He is the Bud Light MVP. Gary Gate with a big individual effort, but he thinks the team is what won this game.
I just think it was an overall team hustle, getting loose balls, tiring their defense out, and that way we got some good opportunities and we put them in this time.
18-11, the offense looks sensational with their new system. They are still in first place, looking very strong. When we come back, we'll have a look at Gary Gate and his identical twin brother, Paul. Quinn Kesnick had a chance to sit down and talk to the sensational duo.
We're with Paul and Gary Gate of Rochester and Philadelphia, identical twin brothers. You guys have been in the league now. This is your 7th year. Played together for 4. Now you're playing apart. What's it like playing against each other?
That's a lot of fun, get out there, take a gray-haired guy, take him out there, get out there, and hopefully beat him. That's what we're about here. Competing. We've done it all our lives, and it's just a great opportunity to get out there and do it again.
What's the major difference in your game, Paul? What's the difference between Paul Gates' game and Gary Gates' game?
Well, he's older than I am. He's got to be 3 minutes older, so he's probably a little slower and likes to take it more straight than that. I like to, be a little more agile and go around my players and, try and use a little more finesse.
Talk to me about growing up together. Who picked up from whose game? I mean, where did it start, or was it always a tandem?
Well, being older, I guess it's always been my responsibility to look after him, make sure that he, was taught the right things so he'd have some ability and could grow and learn the game of lacrosse. And fortunately, he's learned a little bit and he's getting there.
A real rarity in sports, you have a set of identical twins on different teams playing against each other. What is the big similarity in your lacrosse styles?
Well, I guess we play very similar. We're both big, physical, like to play a lot of hard defense, and we really like to go to the net, and that's always been one of our strong suits. Is that when we get a chance for a one-on-one, we like to take advantage of it and use our size. So it makes us very similar. We think a lot alike as well.
What about your kids, Gary? What do they think about Uncle Paulie?
They just keep asking, what's Uncle Paulie doing? How come he's so gray? So,
Paul, what's the specific strength of Gary's game?
Well, I think it's got to be his knowledge of the game. We both work, hard off the floor to prepare for a game, and we've been playing for almost 25 years, 26 years now, and you gain a lot mentally. And I think as we get on in age, we're going to have to use our mental strengths a little more, and I think that's what is the true strength of him.
And last question, Gary, when is Paul playing his best lacrosse?
Oh, I think his best lacrosse is yet to come. you know, as great as he is, he's still young and still in his 20s, and he's got an opportunity. I don't think he'll be peaking for a couple of years, and his strengths are, you know, his ability to shoot and control defensive players when he's on offense.
Paul and Gary Gait, identical twin brothers, two of the best players in the history of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League.
And how about two of the best teams in the league this year? Well, you're looking at them. Rochester, Buffalo. We're going back to Rochester. We pick up the game 11-11. This is the impossible game for Buffalo because they were down 10-3 early in this game. They've now tied it. Buffalo in the orange and black. Again, this team lives about 50 miles down the road. Rochester and Buffalo, territorial rivals. Tom Fair picks up that loose ball, and he gives Buffalo their first lead of the game, 12-11. They've climbed the mountain. Unbelievable. This puts Rochester in a tough spot. Look at the fans from Buffalo. They've got plenty to cheer about now. Pressure on Rochester. They have lost all kinds of momentum and opportunity. O'Toole has looked pretty sensational in the goal as well. Here goes an inside move by Bomberry. Can't connect. Dodge looking up for the fast break. Here it comes in the face of Dietrich. Can't connect on the backside to Dowling. Dowling was going to finish that one off, couldn't do it. Vieta now gathers the ball. They're down by one. They have led throughout by as many as 7 goals before Buffalo just crawled back and got back into this game. Pretty much because of the penalties on Rochester. They gave them an opportunity and Buffalo seized it. Vieta drives in, right-handed shooter. He's got the game tied at 12. Rochester went 17 minutes without a goal. Finally, Vieta notches number 12. Fans saying, let's go, guys. You had a chance. Let's put it away. Buffalo, great ability to come back. They've shown it last game against New York. But here is Rochester. Thorpe back inside, but O'Toole has looked stronger as every minute goes on. Tavares goes for the fast break all the way up to Richie Kilgore, who buries it. Kilgore makes it 13-12. Tavares to Rich Kilgore. They stay in front. Penalties have been killing Rochester, and they hurt him again. Vieta comes in, takes a shot on O'Toole. And watch here as this play goes up. They pick up the loose ball. It'll be a penalty there. No, it's just a loose ball play. Now watch the ball to your left. Vieta does not drop the ball. They call him for a delay of game. He held it. He didn't drop it. Buffalo wanted it. That'll be a delay of game call. Vieta goes to the box. Powles can't believe it. Coach losing control of this game. 13-12. Buffalo leads by 1 now. Another power play opportunity. Tavares from the back door. Tavares, who normally has the trigger up top, he finishes this one off down low. 14-12 now from Cordingley. Another power play goal. 2-goal lead. End of 3. It's a 2-goal lead, 14-12. We're going into the fourth quarter. 10-1 run for Buffalo to get up to this point. 10 of the last 11 goals. Unbelievable. Ball game control, sweeps to his left. He finally gets another goal. 14-13 now. As Gait goes 37 minutes between goals for him. That was a big one. Face-offs always important when you need possessions. And it's Buffalo, who has learned how to win late in the game. Late in the game has been one of Rochester's problems. Look at him getting tied to Tavares, and he finishes that one. Beautiful job by Tavares. JT makes it a 15-13 game. Kilgore gets the assist. Buffalo looking so confident late in games. Rochester, a great offense of their own, not giving up. Jacobs has been pretty quiet this game. He controls the ball now out in front. Jacobs goes to finish. He makes it a 1-goal game, 15-14. Great pick by Treat, working that 2-man game on the left side. And believe. Let's see what they can do. O'Toole has looked great. Watch this as Vieta brings it down on O'Toole in his face. And he makes a great save. O'Toole comes up huge. 1-goal lead, 5 minutes to go. Another power play. This could kill him, and it does. Tavares comes in, makes it 16-14. Weak D by Sudan, who just waved the stick at him. Fans love the fact that Buffalo held Rochester scores the last 4 minutes. They win 16-15. The Bud Light MVP, John Tavares, 6 goals, 2 assists. He is proud because his team learned something about their play tonight.
Yeah, we can play good, tough, clean lacrosse, and that's what we got to get accustomed to. And lose the reputation of being a good squad, because we're not. We're just an aggressive team that wants to play hard.
Stick around. You won't want to miss this. Bud Light sounds of the game coming up next.
Bud Light sounds of the game.
Showtime. Our house. We're in the jungle now. We're in the jungle. What do you say, boys? What do you say? Here we go, guys. Time to get this train back on the tracks, guys. Time to kick some tonight. All we're going to do tonight is win. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win. All right, all right. Make it happening. Opening face-off. Let's have the fire.
Do it the same way. Do it the same way all night. Go side to side. Don't clamp. Don't go forward. Get it out to the side. Come in together. Set.
He's just trying to clamp, man. Just keep coming up like that.
He's grabbing stick now.
Yeah.
So your best bet is you grab stick up, drop your bottom out, and put your into him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right. I've sharpened up my butt end. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. 5-0 at this point. Great look. Oh, come on! That was textbook, man. That was textbook. It was, man. That was textbook. That's what they write about, man. Timmy, that was textbook, man. Stick down, face up.
And the textbook on major indoor lacrosse league action is on Laxattack every Saturday at 9:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2. Lee Felsmo along with Quint Kesnick. We're at the Philadelphia Coors State Center. And Quint, we are about the halfway point through the 97 season. A few surprises in the mill. I would say overall the competition is at a real high level and very competitive.
Yeah, it's very competitive. It seems like everyone's 1 or 2 goal difference, home field advantage big, and there's some teams that are hot right now. I think Buffalo's a hot team. I think Rochester's a hot team. Philadelphia 4-1 prior to this game. Not a dominating 4-1. Certainly they've won a lot of close games. In New York, you know, they're right in it also. So I think any one of those teams could win the championship.
Boston, always a tough team, a playoff team, has had some tough breaks this year, losing some they shouldn't have lost, and then today losing their goalie maybe for the year. That's a tough break. You know, we talk about the leaders of this offensive end of the mill. Gary Gate, one of the best. Rochester's got a lot of guys that can score. This year, maybe more than any, a lot of guys with a healthy Paul Gate that can fill up the net.
Well, Paul, as we saw last weekend, Paul is in top form. He's playing as well as he's ever played. He's in better shape, and I think he's playing smarter, too. I think he's rationing his energy very well. Tonight, Gary has stepped up the level of his game with 5 goals in the first half, and Maricek is on fire. Buffalo, Tavares not really having as good a year as he had last year, but certainly his numbers are Tavares-like.
Yeah, he doesn't have the setup man, Jim Veltman, that he had last year. Now, Q and I will be taking you through our Laxattack weekends until the playoffs. Don't forget, we've got a playoff game and then a final, a championship game. They'll be the full 2 hours as we get to the end of the 97 season. Q, let's take a minute now and look at our Brine Mill leaders for this week. And Brine is the official equipment supplier of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. Look at our points leaders. The Gate brothers up top, followed by Tavares, then Jacobs and Driscoll, 2 Nighthawks following them. Then on the goal front, we've got goal scorers, Paul Gate, John Tavares, Gary Gate again up front, but then Frazier and Blanchard, the Blazers, follow him with Driscoll next from the Nighthawks. And the save percentages are led by Dallas Elliott, first-team All-Pro, Lacasio right behind him. Ross Cowie is the big surprise in 3rd place, holding up the Buffalo end of the defense, and Collins for Baltimore on the rise. Take a look at the standings now. Philadelphia in front of Buffalo with Rochester and New York right behind. Top 4 teams make the playoffs.
and that is critical as the weeks advance. We'll be back with a preview of next week's action. This week's MILL Laxattack show has been brought to you by Bud Light, with Brewery Fresh Taste, the official beer of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. Take a look at the two games coming up. Buffalo takes on New York in New York, and then Philadelphia travels to Baltimore. Baltimore trying to win 2 games in a row. Philadelphia, of course, in first place. Let's take a look at the first matchup because it's a big rematch of Buffalo against New York. It was a big fight in Buffalo just several weeks ago that ended up these two teams playing against each other. Now, that's the last time New York played. Buffalo has won since then, but they will be at each other's throat. New York, led by Mark Millen. This team really knows how to win, and so does Buffalo.
And that New York game is going to be a huge game because then we have Philadelphia back-to-back. We don't have any easy games. There isn't any easy teams in the league, so we're still fighting for a playoffs position, and we know that.
And if you come to the Saints game, stay where the stars of the mill stay, the Long Island Marriott. Hey, how about this Baltimore game? They take on the Philadelphia Wings. They want to win 2 in a row. It'll be a tough matchup because a lot of these players know each other very well. And Tom Marechek actually lives in Baltimore, knows they have to play tough.
We have a big game in Baltimore. Every game down the road is big. You know, you can't overlook anybody. So we're going to work hard. We're going to maybe do offense, defense. Who knows? Maybe we'll go back to our regular lines. But for now, we just got to keep working hard on defense.
And if you get a chance to watch that game, stay with the Stars Stay in Baltimore at the Sheraton Inner Harbor Hotel. So the big games, Buffalo at New York, and then Philadelphia takes on the Baltimore Thunder, all on Laxattack. That'll do it for this week. Next week, a lot more action on Laxattack. Don't miss it. The best of Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. See you next week.
Very good, buddy.